Evacuation flight is just about to land. That is the plane there in the air. You can see over that perimeter fence. You can see buses heading out there towards the apron area. We don't know if this plane will actually land at the normal gates or whether to another part of the airfield, but it's coming in there a little later than was originally expected. We thought 1:15 would be the time it would land, but it's made its journey safely. There is the flight tracker confirmation, having flown from Larnaca International Airport in Cyprus. We are being told 170 people on board this flight, but 301 in total being flown out. And in terms of the airstrip in Sudan, where that, the wheels are down. They've actually touched the landing strip there at Stansted, so they are back home safely in the UK. These British passport holders who've had this perilous journey to try and get to the airstrip north of Khartoum, as we've been hearing from our reporters out there. These reports of still various roadblocks and checks and firings and explosions. So this is the replay of that plane coming into land, and clearly the world's press wanting to speak to those on board, but we're not sure if there will be a facility to actually speak to these people who've actually fled Sudan and are now back in safety in Britain, because obviously the conditions that they've had to endure in these past 24 to 36 hours. One of those stories, as Mark White was updating, is a former NHS doctor, a cardiologist, who was shot in the leg as he was trying to take his mother to the airport, his elderly mother, to get out. He's in a critical condition after that. So despite the assertion from the Prime Minister's spokesman earlier in Downing Street that everything was going smoothly, there are obviously many dangers still in place for that journey. And that's the plane there. So they are now taxiing towards the runway. Just to reiterate, this is a charter flight, effectively. What's been happening is that the RAF has been taking the people from the airstrip about 18 miles north of the capital, Khartoum, and flying them on board RAF Hercules transport planes to RAF Akrotiri, then being transferred to Larnaca, the international airport, where these people on board this plane stayed last night in hotels around the airport, and then flown out this morning, having had, a pretty difficult time of it in these past few days. Their advice originally, just to remind you, in the Foreign Office was to stay tight, despite all the gunfire and the explosions going on in the capital. But then, with this 72-hour ceasefire in place, the Foreign Office tried to hit the go button, telling everyone to get to this airstrip, even though the journey was known to be perilous.